Hold up, because what just happened in Lil Durk's world has fans absolutely stunned, and the streets are buzzing like never before. 1 minute, Durk looked untouchable, moving like a chess master with money, music, and momentum on his side. The next minute, a courtroom decision dropped that shook everything he built, and insiders say nothing will ever be the same again. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high, and whispers from the courthouse are painting a picture way darker than anyone expected. According to people close to the situation, this wasn't just a legal loss, it was personal. We're talking about tension in the room you could cut with a knife, looks exchanged between lawyers, and Durk allegedly sitting stone-faced while a ruling came down that flipped the script completely. Social media exploded within minutes. Supporters started picking sides, and critics came out swinging like they'd been waiting for this moment. Some say this battle exposed cracks in Durk's inner circle, while others claim powerful names quietly stepped back when things got real. And the future of OTF as we know it. So the real question is, was this the beginning of the end, or just the calm before an even bigger storm? The courtroom doors opened before sunrise, and the energy felt wrong from the start, like the air itself knew something bad was coming. Reporters crowded the hallway, whispering theories, while fans refreshed their phones, praying for a miracle nobody could promise. Lil Durk walked in quiet, dressed sharp, eyes focused forward, but people close to him swear his shoulders looked heavier than usual. This was not just another appearance. This was the day a judge would decide something that money, fame, and influence could not fix. As the room filled, emotions ran high, and every cough echoed like a warning shot fired too early. Inside the courtroom, tension wrapped around everyone like a thick fog that refused to lift. The prosecution spoke with confidence, laying out arguments that sounded simple but hit hard. Durk's legal team pushed back, voices calm but urgent, reminding the court of past rulings and technical details fans barely understood. Each side talked facts, but everyone could feel the subtext, the unspoken message that this case had already crossed into personal territory. When the judge interrupted with a sharp question, heads turned instantly, and the room went silent in fear. People watching noticed Durk's expression barely changed, but insiders claim his thoughts were racing. This battle had followed him for months, hanging over studio sessions, family dinners, and late-night phone calls. Friends said he barely slept, replaying worst-case scenarios in his head. He had seen others fall in similar situations, careers paused, plans shattered, reputations questioned overnight. The fear was not about losing money. It was about losing control, about watching strangers decide the future he worked years to protect. Outside the courtroom, fans gathered behind barriers, holding phones, signs, and hope. Some chanted his name. Others argued among themselves about what really happened behind closed doors. Social media turned into a battlefield, with supporters calling the case unfair and critics claiming this was accountability finally catching up. Emotions ran high online, and the family was left divided as rumors spread faster than facts. Every update, real or fake, fueled another wave of anger, loyalty, and confusion. As arguments continued, the judge leaned back, listening carefully, occasionally scribbling notes that felt terrifyingly final. Legal experts later said those moments mattered most, when tone and body language spoke louder than words. Durk's lawyer made one last push, reminding the court of precedent and warning about long-term consequences. It sounded strong, but some watchers sensed hesitation. When the judge announced a short recess, gasps rippled through the room, and Durk finally exhaled slowly. During that break, whispers filled every corner. One source claimed a private conversation turned heated between attorneys. Another alleged someone from Durk's extended circle quietly left the building, phone pressed to their ear. Nothing was confirmed, but suspicion spread fast. Fans are shocked by how quickly confidence turned into doubt. People who once spoke boldly now avoided cameras. Even longtime allies looked uncomfortable, as if realizing the situation was bigger than any of them expected. When the court reconvened, the atmosphere felt colder. The judge returned with a serious expression that made hearts sink instantly. No dramatic speech, No long explanation, just clear words that landed heavy. The ruling was not what Durk's side wanted. It wasn't the end, but it was a loss, and everyone understood its weight immediately. Emotions ran high as murmurs filled the room. Durk nodded once, controlled, while his lawyer placed a steady hand on his arm. Within minutes, news broke online, spreading faster than wildfire. Headlines twisted the story, some exaggerating, some defending, all chasing attention. Fans flooded comment sections, asking what this meant for upcoming projects, tours, and his freedom. Family members reportedly felt blindsided, struggling to process what came next. Private group chats lit up with fear, anger, and questions nobody could answer yet. The family was left divided between hope and panic. Behind the scenes, insiders say phones rang nonstop. Industry contacts checked in cautiously, choosing words carefully. Some offers suddenly paused. Some conversations went quiet. That silence spoke volumes. Durk's inner circle reportedly held an emergency meeting, voices raised, blames subtly shifting. Who knew what and when? Trust, once assumed, now felt fragile. The loss forced uncomfortable reflections about loyalty, protection, and whether everyone involved was truly prepared for consequences. As the day ended, Durk left through a side exit, avoiding cameras, face unreadable. Supporters shouted encouragement, while critics watched closely for signs of weakness. This ruling changed the tone of everything. What once felt manageable now felt unpredictable. And as night fell, one truth became clear to everyone watching closely. This was only the beginning, not the conclusion, of a story that was about to get much darker. Late that night, conversations continued behind closed doors, far away from flashing lights and microphones. Sources say Durk sat with a small group he trusted, replaying the ruling line by line, asking what options remained. Lawyers explained appeals, timelines, risks, and costs, while everyone listened in silence. Each path forward carried uncertainty, and none promised a quick fix. The pressure felt heavier because the public expected strength, confidence, and certainty, even when none existed. Friends close to the situation revealed that family dynamics shifted almost instantly. Some relatives urged caution, advising Durk to step back and focus on stability. Others pushed for a louder response, believing silence looked like weakness. The family was left divided, not by love, but by fear of different outcomes. Every decision now felt magnified, like one wrong move could trigger another headline or a setback. Fans watching from the outside sensed that tension without knowing details. Meanwhile, critics wasted no time. Commentators jumped online, breaking down body language, courtroom reactions, and old interviews, searching for proof that this loss was inevitable. Past lyrics were pulled out of context, clips replayed endlessly, and narratives formed quickly. Supporters fought back just as hard, accusing media outlets of bias and exaggeration. Fans are shocked at how fast public opinion tried to shift, turning one ruling into a full character judgment overnight. Industry insiders began speculating about ripple effects. Would collaborations slow down? Would brands hesitate? Would upcoming releases be overshadowed by legal talk? Nobody had clear answers, but uncertainty alone caused damage. Durk's team reportedly worked overtime, managing messaging, reassuring partners, and calming nerves. Every statement was debated carefully, knowing one wrong sentence could escalate the situation further. The balance between transparency and protection became painfully delicate. As dawn approached, exhaustion set in, but sleep remained impossible. The weight of the ruling lingered, heavy and unresolved. This court battle was no longer just a legal matter. It was a test of resilience, loyalty, and endurance under pressure. And as fans waited for the next move, one thing felt certain to everyone paying attention. The story was far from over, and the consequences of this loss were only beginning to reveal themselves. In the silence before the next headline, uncertainty ruled, promises felt fragile, and every choice carried risk, reminding everyone watching that power, fame, and success offer no protection when the system decides it is time to test you, and nobody truly walks untouched. The morning after the ruling, the energy around Lil Durk felt completely different, like the city itself had shifted overnight. Phones were still ringing, notifications still buzzing, but the confidence that once surrounded his camp was noticeably shaken. Insiders say Durk woke up early, staring at the ceiling, replaying the judge's words again and again. This wasn't just about law anymore. This was about perception, pressure, and the slow realization that control was slipping. Fans are shocked at how fast optimism turned into anxiety, and emotions ran high across every corner of his world. By mid-morning, Durk's inner circle gathered again, this time with tension thick enough to spark arguments. One source claims voices were raised as strategies clashed. Some wanted to fight aggressively, push back publicly, and challenge every narrative forming online. Others warned that reacting emotionally could make things worse. The family was left divided, not because of betrayal, but because everyone feared a different ending. Durk listened quietly, letting everyone speak, his silence louder than any outburst could have been. Outside those walls, the internet had already decided this was bigger than one ruling. Blogs twisted details, YouTube thumbnails screamed collapse, and commentators spoke with certainty they didn't earn. Old rumors resurfaced, unfinished stories were retold as facts, and fans argued endlessly about what was real. Emotions ran high as supporters defended Durk passionately, while critics claimed this moment exposed hidden truths. Nobody waited for confirmation. The story had already grown legs and started running on its own. Friends who once felt untouchable suddenly felt cautious. Calls that used to be casual now sounded measured. Words were chosen carefully, as if everyone feared being quoted later. Industry insiders reportedly advised Durk to lay low, focus on legal matters, and avoid unnecessary attention. But staying silent came with its own risks. Fans are shocked when silence feels louder than explanation, and speculation fills every gap left unaddressed. The pressure to respond grew heavier with every passing hour. Later that day, Durk reportedly met privately with family members who weren't present in court. Explaining the situation reopened wounds he thought were healing. Some relatives expressed anger, others disappointment, and a few simply cried, overwhelmed by uncertainty. The family was left divided emotionally, torn between protecting Durk and protecting themselves from fallout. These conversations weren't about money or fame. They were about safety, reputation, and the fear of what tomorrow could bring. Meanwhile, legal discussions intensified. Lawyers broke down potential next steps, appeals, timelines, and worst-case scenarios. Each option sounded exhausting, expensive, and uncertain. Durk asked direct questions, wanting clarity in a situation filled with gray areas. No guarantees were given, only probabilities. That honesty hit harder than any ruling. Fans are shocked to learn that even the best teams can't promise victory when momentum shifts against you. As evening approached, Durk stepped outside briefly, trying to breathe away from screens and voices. Paparazzi caught a glimpse, analyzing every move, every expression. Some claimed he looked defiant. Others said he looked defeated. The truth sat somewhere in between. Emotions ran high internally, even if the exterior stayed controlled. He understood every image would be dissected, every gesture turned into narrative fuel. Behind the scenes, tension within the inner circle continued simmering. Subtle blame surfaced, not spoken directly, but felt. Missed warnings, ignored advice, moments where someone thought things were handled when they weren't. Trust began to feel fragile. Loyalty was questioned quietly, without accusations, but the damage lingered. Fans are shocked when strength fractures quietly rather than explosively, changing dynamics forever without one clear breaking point. Late that night, a private call reportedly took place with someone influential, someone whose support mattered deeply. The conversation was short, polite, and non-committal. When it ended, the message was clear without being spoken. Distance had formed. That realization cut deep. Not because support vanished, but because it hesitated. In this world, Hesitation often signals the beginning of retreat. As darkness settled, Durk sat alone, scrolling through messages from fans expressing love, fear, and confusion. Some begged him to stay strong. Others asked questions he couldn't answer yet. The responsibility weighed heavy. He wasn't just carrying his own future anymore. He was carrying expectations, livelihoods, and the belief of people who saw themselves in his journey. Emotions ran high because the stakes felt personal on every level. The loss in court had done more than change legal standing. It shifted relationships, exposed fears, and forced uncomfortable truths into the open. Fans are shocked by how one decision can ripple outward, touching everything it passes. And as that long day finally ended, one thought echoed louder than anything else. Whatever came next would test not just Durk's resilience, but everyone standing beside him, watching closely, wondering who would remain when pressure stopped being theoretical and started demanding real sacrifices from every corner of his life and legacy. Days passed, but the tension never eased. If anything, it grew heavier, stretching thin nerves even further. Inside Durk's camp, every conversation felt charged, like one wrong word could spark another internal battle. The ruling had officially settled in, and with it came consequences nobody could ignore anymore. Fans are shocked at how fast momentum shifted, and emotions ran high as reality replaced speculation. This wasn't about headlines now. This was about survival. Behind closed doors, Durk's team started noticing subtle changes. Meetings felt colder. Some familiar faces stopped showing up altogether. Others arrived late, distracted, constantly checking their phones. The family was left divided not just emotionally, but strategically. Some believed cutting off distractions was the smartest move. Others argued that distancing too much would send the wrong message. Durk found himself caught between voices pulling him in opposite directions, each claiming to know what was best. One afternoon, a heated argument reportedly broke out during a strategy meeting. A trusted associate questioned whether certain past decisions had made this situation worse. That question hit like a slap. The room went silent, then exploded. Accusations flew, without names being said directly. Frustration poured out, months of bottled stress finally breaking through. Emotions ran high as people spoke over each other, loyalty clashing with accountability. Durk stood up, ending the argument abruptly, reminding everyone that division was exactly what outsiders wanted to see. Outside that circle, the public narrative kept evolving. New, exclusive stories appeared daily, each one more dramatic than the last. Anonymous sources claimed insider betrayals. Old beefs were suddenly linked to the case. Fans are shocked by how confidently misinformation spread, blurring lines between facts and fiction. Supporters tried to push back, but negativity travels faster than truth, and the noise became impossible to ignore. Durk attempted to regain control through music, retreating to the studio late at night. According to sources, the sessions were intense. Lyrics grew darker, more reflective, touching on pressure, trust, and consequences. Producers noticed a shift in energy, less celebratory, more guarded. Music became therapy, but also a reminder of what was at stake. Every bar carried weight, knowing critics would analyze each word for hidden meaning. Meanwhile, family tensions continued to simmer. A close relative allegedly confronted Durk about safety and long-term stability, questioning whether the path he'd chosen was worth constant risk. That conversation reportedly ended in frustration and silence. The family was left divided again, love tangled with fear. These weren't public fights, but quiet disagreements that cut deeper because they came from concern, not ego. As the weeks unfolded, industry reactions became clearer. Some collaborations were quietly postponed. Meetings were rescheduled, without new dates. Nobody said the word canceled, but the message felt obvious. Fans are shocked when opportunity doesn't disappear loudly, but fades slowly, leaving doubt behind. Durk's team worked nonstop to reassure partners, but uncertainty lingered like a shadow nobody could shake. Then came another twist. A former associate, someone once considered close, appeared in an online interview. speaking vaguely about loyalty, mistakes, and consequences. No names were mentioned, but viewers connected the dots instantly. Social media exploded again. Emotions ran high as fans debated whether it was a warning, a betrayal, or just clout chasing. Durk reportedly watched the clip once, then turned his phone face down without saying a word. That moment reportedly changed something. Insiders say Durk became more guarded, trusting fewer people with information. Access tightened. Conversations shortened. The walls went up higher. Survival mode kicked in fully. Fans are shocked when transparency turns into silence, but silence often means lessons are being learned the hard way. The inner circle grew smaller, quieter, and more cautious. Late one night, another private meeting took place, this time with legal advisors delivering difficult updates. Timelines stretched longer than expected. Costs rose. Risks remained unpredictable. There was no sugarcoating left. The road ahead looked exhausting. Durk listened carefully, asking pointed questions, absorbing reality piece by piece. Emotions ran high internally, even if his face stayed calm. After that meeting, Durk reportedly made a decision that surprised some people close to him. He chose patience over reaction, strategy over noise. No public rants. No emotional statements. Just controlled moves and careful planning. Some saw it as weakness. Others recognized it as growth. Fans are shocked when restraint replaces aggression in moments where chaos feels justified. Still, restraint didn't stop the pressure. Online critics kept pushing, questioning silence, demanding answers. Supporters begged for reassurance. The weight of expectation felt relentless. Durk carried it quietly, understanding that every move now mattered more than ever. One mistake could confirm narratives already forming in people's minds. As nights grew longer, uncertainty became routine. Sleep came in short bursts. Trust was tested daily. The ruling that started everything had reshaped not just Durk's legal standing, but his entire world. Relationships, priorities, and beliefs all shifted under pressure. And as another week closed, one thing became painfully clear to everyone watching closely. The storm wasn't passing. It was settling in, forcing Durk to confront hard truths about loyalty, power, and what it truly costs to stand tall when everything around you feels like it's trying to pull you apart. It became obvious that nothing was actually over. If anything, the pressure around Lil Durk intensified, closing in from angles nobody anticipated. The ruling had stopped being just a legal issue and turned into a full-scale test of endurance. Fans are shocked at how long the fallout lasted, and emotions ran high as each new day brought another unexpected development. What people once whispered about now felt unavoidable. Inside Durk's camp, the mood shifted again, this time toward hard decisions. Sources say tough conversations took place about cutting ties, restructuring roles, and tightening security. Trust had become currency, and not everyone could afford it anymore. The family was left divided once more, with some pushing for extreme caution while others believed fear was slowly taking over. Durk listened, weighing every word carefully, understanding that leadership meant disappointing someone no matter what choice he made. Then came another curveball. A leaked document began circulating online, allegedly connected to the case. Its authenticity was unclear, but that didn't stop the internet from exploding. Commentators rushed to break it down, claiming it revealed hidden details the public was never meant to see. Fans are shocked as timelines filled with speculation, and emotions ran high as people argued about what was real and what was manipulation. Durk's team moved quickly to deny and contain the damage, but once information is out, control becomes an illusion. That leak triggered panic behind the scenes. Lawyers scrambled, phones rang nonstop, and emergency meetings were called late into the night. Someone reportedly slammed a table in frustration, accusing the circle of being careless. No names were confirmed, but the tension was undeniable. The family was left divided again, this time between anger and exhaustion. Everyone felt drained, yet nobody could afford to slow down. Publicly, Durk remained quiet, and that silence spoke louder than words. Some fans praised his restraint, calling it maturity under fire. Others grew impatient, demanding clarity. Emotions ran high as supporters debated whether staying silent was smart or dangerous. Critics filled the gap with their own narratives, painting worst-case scenarios as facts. The longer Durk stayed quiet, the louder everyone else became. Behind closed doors, Durk reportedly had a moment of reflection that changed his approach. Sitting alone late at night, he looked at old photos, past achievements, and messages from fans who credited his music for helping them survive their own struggles. That perspective hit hard. This was bigger than ego, bigger than headlines. It was about responsibility. Fans are shocked when strength shows up quietly instead of loudly, but those closest to him say that moment grounded everything. Soon after, subtle moves began happening. Quiet meetings with industry partners resumed. Not flashy announcements, just cautious steps forward. A few collaborators stood firm, choosing loyalty over public comfort. Those decisions mattered more than any viral post. Emotions ran high behind the scenes as Durk realized who truly stood with him when support wasn't trendy. Family relationships slowly began to stabilize, though scars remained. Apologies were exchanged without cameras, conversations softened, and fear turned into guarded hope. The family was left divided less by conflict and more by different ways of coping with pressure. Healing didn't happen overnight, but understanding started to grow. Sometimes survival isn't about winning, but about not falling apart completely. Then, just when people assumed things couldn't get more intense, another court date was scheduled. Not a final battle, but a reminder that this story wasn't finished. Fans are shocked as anticipation surged again, reopening wounds people were trying to close. Emotions ran high across social media, with predictions flying in every direction. Supporters prayed for a turnaround. Critics waited eagerly for confirmation of their doubts. Durk prepared quietly. No grand speeches. No dramatic statements. Just focus. Legal teams refined strategy. Inner circles stayed tight. Access became limited. Every detail mattered now. This wasn't about proving anything to the internet. It was about protecting a future that suddenly felt fragile. As the date approached, Durk finally broke his silence in a subtle way, not with a rant, but with a message centered on faith, patience, and resilience. No details, no explanations. Just intention. Fans are shocked at how powerful that restraint felt. Emotions ran high as supporters flooded comments with encouragement, while critics struggled to twist something that wasn't there. At this point, the damage and growth existed side by side. The court loss had taken something, but it also revealed something. Loyalty, pressure, fear, and strength had all been exposed under unforgiving light. The family was left divided, then partially reunited. Friends disappeared, but real allies stayed. Fame proved unreliable, but purpose became clearer. As the chapter closed, one truth stood out above everything else. This wasn't the end of Lil Durk's story. It was a transformation point. Whether the future held redemption or more battles remained uncertain, but one thing was undeniable. He was no longer moving blindly. He was moving aware. And as fans watched closely, holding their breath for what comes next, emotions ran high because they understood something deeply human. When everything is tested at once, survival itself becomes a victory. Whatever the outcome, this loss had already changed everything, and the next move wouldn't just define Lil Durk's career, but the legacy he leaves behind when the noise finally fades and the truth stands alone. Now that you've heard everything, the real question is this: what do you think is really going on behind the scenes? Fans are shocked. Emotions ran high throughout this entire saga, and the family was left divided in ways most people never see from the outside. This court loss didn't just shake Lil Durk's legal standing, it shook trust, loyalty, and the future of everything connected to his name. We still don't have all the answers. Is this just a temporary setback that will make him come back stronger than ever? Or is this the turning point that changes his career forever? Some believe the silence means strategy. Others believe it means pressure is heavier than ever. Either way, this story is far from finished, and the next move could rewrite everything we think we know. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now and tell us where you stand. Do you think Lil Durk can bounce back from this? Or do you think the damage is already done? Was this court loss blown out of proportion by media and blogs? Or does it signal deeper problems behind the scenes? Read through the comments, reply to other fans, and let the debate happen respectfully, because everyone sees this situation differently. Your opinion matters here. If you're locked in for updates, rumors, real talk, and the kind of stories nobody else is willing to break down honestly, make sure you hit that like button because it helps this video reach more people who care about what's really happening in hip-hop. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next drop, because trust me, this story is still unfolding and the next chapter could be even crazier than what you just heard. Stay tapped in, stay questioning everything, and we'll see you in the next one.